between December and early January, there's a trend that happens to residency applicants. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. You see, between the December and the January period, residency application slows down. Your interview slows down. You have so much time in your hands and your anxiety goes up. And there is a tendency for you to overindulge. And that's what we're going to be addressing today. In this video, we're going to be going through the trends that happen in December and early January, and the things that you should avoid, and the things that you should maybe participate in. And by now, those of you who have interviewed, you already know that the program have a story about you. They have an idea of who you are. They are not trying to reevaluate you. So what I want us to do is two things. For those of you who have interviewed, your approach is going to be different. And for those of you who are looking for more interviews, we're going to address that in the next few minutes. Now, those people who have interviewed, you've interviewed, you're waiting, you are just anxious. Is this program going to rank me? Did I interview well? What's going on? Pause, breathe, relax. This is an anxious time. This is a very, very, intense time. What I want you to do is do not go back and forth your email and do not email programs unnecessarily. Okay. And I know some of you have some updates. Maybe you've published your manuscripts or you've done X or Y. Avoid sending programs soft emails. I know that we've talked about, giving programs update. Hey, I just, got an email that I've been accepted to present at this conference. Pause. Don't do that. Absolutely do not do that. You want to approach sending emails in two categories, only two categories, because programs can tell the difference between an email that moves the needle and an email that is just fluff. The email you are sending, is it going to reduce risk or is it going to increase certainty? What I mean by it has to, the content of your email must reduce risk. What does that mean? It means that you are trying to, is there an obstacle that could delay you from onboarding, that could delay you from resuming residency if you match? Those are the things that the programs care about. And if you have an update that clarifies this, then you can go ahead and send that email. Secondly, does it increase certainty? Does it increase certainty of a good fit? Or, is this person now a good fit because of this change in their status? The things that could make you a good fit is, maybe did you pass step 3 recently? Or did you just recently get change in your visa status? Maybe you were on an F1, now you have a green card. These are the only things that you should bother sending the program. Anything else is better you just don't send anything at all. Why? Because after your interview and you've sent your thank you email, do not communicate anymore until it's time to send your letter of intent. And we're going to talk about that in the next few videos. However, in the time between January, December, you don't want to send emails for just the sake of updating the program. Okay? Now, we just talked about the two categories that you can send that makes sense to send during the December and January period, right? Other things that you could do, to solidify your stance within the programs that you've interviewed is you could have a mentor reach out to your program. You could also tell them about something very significant. For example, if you got a national award. But if these things are less than that, if it's like an abstract presentation at a conference, if it's anything else that is not in those two categories I just mentioned, do not bother sending it. You run the risk of coming off annoying than actually improving your rank position if you send emails that are just fluff. Okay, so let's avoid that completely. Now, for those people who don't have enough interviews or people who don't have interviews at all, this period is also very anxious. So what do you do about that? Now, by this time of the year, most interviews probably have gone out, 70%, 80%. However, you can still get interviews. I got a lot of interviews in January. You can still get interviews. You have to just be strategic. Let me explain. For example, if you have a mentor, you can have them call or email the programs you're interested in. You could send another follow-up letter of interest. However, for letter of interest, you want to avoid sending letter of interest in the time around Christmas, the time around New Year's Eve. You could just have it postponed until the first week of January, because that's when people will start opening their emails, coming back to work. Anytime from Christmas Eve throughout the year, do not send letter of interest. Programs are not looking at the emails. Programs are not ready to go and pull up your CVs. So sending letters of interest at this time will only increase the number of emails you've sent to the program coordinator or program director, but they will not open it. So you want to try your best to send the emails at the time that they will open. And I talked about this in length in my previous videos. You can go check that out. But what you want to do is wait till the first week of January and then send your letters of interest, preferably around 7 a.m. Eastern time or Mountain time or Central time, whatever time the program is. Mondays through Thursdays, preferably. Send them 7 a.m. in the morning or 12 o'clock during lunch break. Okay. And also, if you have a mentor, have them email the program or have them call the program. If you know people in the program, reach out to them and express your interest in interviewing. Now, it sounds like it's a lost cause. It is actually not. Some candidates cancel interviews during January. Some candidates receive a pre-match and don't attend interviews. So don't give up. If you reach out, send a letter of interest, you can't just be the lucky person that gets invited, right? And so I would definitely encourage people who have not gotten as much interviews as they would like to send a letter of interest in January. What you could be doing right now in December, just have, take a break, chill. But when you have free time, you could definitely compose emails that you want to send in January. And this time of the year, people get, more anxious, more fatigued. I'll encourage you to just relax during the festive period and Christmas, the New Year, just relax, get energized and get ready for January, because January is the last hurdle, right? That January, you want to come back full of energy. You want to come back, having a game plan. And we'll talk about that in the next video. Nonetheless, wishing you success in the match. And as usual, I'll see you in another one.